Next up, the men's 4x100 meters medley relay. And there's the lineup for you. Brazil drawn on the inside, Australia in 2, China in 3, New Zealand in 4, Russia in 5, Germany in 6, the United States in 7, and Croatia drawn in lane 8. Well, certainly the fastest qualifiers, New Zealand. They have Jonathan Winter, Paul Kent, Murray Burden and Nicholas Tong to swim for them. And certainly all of these swimmers contributed in some way to the team, some of them today already. We'll go through the lanes in a moment just to give you confirmation and to identify the start swimmers for you. The lead off for Russia, the second fastest qualifiers, Sergei Sudakov and Alexander Kachev, Denis Pimenkov and Yuri Mukin. The Australian side there, Adrian Radley and Ryan Mitchell, Scott Goodman and Richard Upton. That's the quartet. There it is, confirmed for you. Incidentally, the Brazilian team on the inside, we've just missed them. Mazura to Godoy, Cunha and Cordeiro. They're in lane 1. The Australians we've seen. The Chinese, Wang, Shang, Jiang and Zhu. They're 4 swimmers. They haven't really reached the heights that their women have reached in terms of world performances. The New Zealanders, as I said, Jonathan Winter, Paul Kent, Murray Burden and Nick Tong. That's a good quartet. Fastest qualifiers, the Russians, Sudakov, Kachev, Pimankov and Mukin. Just being introduced to this crowd. It's developed into a big crowd. It's very, very hot here. And the water cannons have been turned on the crowd several times. Germans, Letzin, Warnecke, Bremer and Spanenberg. The Americans next. Jason Stella to Engstrom, Hegg, Rossetti and Rosenbaum. And the Croatians here, Alen Lonkar, should be their lead-off, yes he is. Carlo, Milosevic and Kanja. He makes and completes their quartet. 4 times 100 meters medley relay, World Short Course Championship final. And the swimmers entering the water to take their positions. It'll be interesting to see how the teams progress in this. But the New Zealanders certainly looked very, very strong, as did the Australians too. And you can never discount the Russian sides. Difference in techniques of who comes to the surface quickly and who doesn't. Those who stayed under seem to make better headway, didn't they? Germany leading at the moment, with New Zealand looking good in the center of the echelon in the 4th lane. The United States in the 7th lane, just up on Croatia. Certainly the Germans and the Russians doing well. New Zealand leading at the moment with John Winter. Also the Germans with Jürke Letzin also performing well, and 3 from this side, that is Letzin. Coming up to the completion of the first of the legs, and this is where tension mounts as the second swimmers go in. Nothing in it really at all, is there? Germany just fractionally ahead, I think, yes, confirmed. New Zealand, China, Brazil, United States, Australia, Russia and Croatia in that order. Into the breaststroke then. And certainly the New Zealander, Jonathan Winter, handed to Paul Kent. And Kent it is, being pressured by the German, Mark Warnecke. Warnecke's a useful swimmer. And these 2 ahead of the rest of the field. The Australians, Ryan Mitchell, having a little bit of work to do actually. The Brazilian going well in the inside. The Australians not quite making the impact yet, but they have got some strong swimming to come. New Zealand still making the headway in front of Germany. The second length on this second leg, this is the second leg rather. The time for you to see for your check, your personal tally. New Zealand and Germany in, China, the United States, Russia, Australia and Brazil. Now coming up for the third of the 4 legs into the fly. And New Zealand definitely now leading. Germany in second place. Looks like Russia in third, under pressure from Australia. And the Australians coming back a little bit now. Scott Goodman for Australia, Imankov of Russia, and Murray Burden of New Zealand. And Burden it is, but certainly leading by a good margin at the moment. A little glance across by Bremer, Chris-Carol Bremer, the third of the German swimmers. And look at this battle for second place with the New Zealanders just out ahead. They were the fastest qualifiers, certainly. And Murray Burden really flying. And now the freestylers underway. Nick Tong for New Zealand leading at the moment. The Chinese Yang going quite well. And so the Australians coming back a little bit. Look at that. Richard Upton making some headway on the far side. And the Australians come back into this. New Zealand and Russia going well. And this is a powerful swim by Nick Tong, but also by the Australian Richard Upton. He's really brought the Australians back into this. And the Russians with Mukin going well, and the Chinese with Zhu. And look at the powerful swim we have here, and New Zealand leading. And the Australians coming into second place. It's Australia second at the moment. New Zealand get it, Australia second, Russia third, China 4, Germany 5, United States 6, as you see, and the New Zealand time, 3:35.69. They've got the gold medal. Australia, a brilliant finishing swim by Goodman and Upton, certainly to bring them back into contention, and they got the silver, 3:36.35. The Russians with the bronze, 3:36.88. Congratulations to all round. That was a good swim. New Zealanders, fastest qualifiers, won the final, 3:35.69, as I said. Very fine team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just look at the last few strokes. The Australians in second and the Russians in third. So New Zealand gold, Australia silver and Russia bronze in the 4x100 meters medley for men. So the